tubers, tubettes, and of course crazy people. Our golden years, when we retire, is the one thing that I always looked forward to. And I was a little taken aback when came across my radar over some studies that I was recently reading that retirement can actually have a negative effect on both your emotional and, more importantly, your physical well-being. In some cases, people's lifespans are actually shortening. So in this video, I'm going to quote off of a couple of the sources that I derive this information from, what happens and why it happens, and then I'm going to try to offer up a couple of my own ideas as to how you might belay that or possibly flip it into your favor. All right, here comes my goofy little video. Alrighty, well, like I said, I was a little put back on my heels when I heard that people who were retiring were actually experiencing issues that were shortening their lifespans. And the studies that I went into after I heard that came from the Institute of Economic Affairs, and then I also did some research with the Mental Health Foundation. They had both conducted surveys and studies on the effects of retirement on people over the age of, I believe they used 65 in their study. What I found interesting from the Institute of Economic Affairs was that they found that almost immediately after anyone retired, they had a health benefit. And the primary reason behind them feeling so much better right after they retired was twofold. Number one, it was a major reduction in stress. They felt just like, today is my own. The second thing that gave them joy during their first initial days or months of being retired, the honeymoon period I refer to it as, is they had an opportunity to finally knock out some things they've been meaning to do, but just didn't have time or the energy to do. Could be something simple like clean out the garage, or maybe get in the car or on a plane and take a quick vacation or a trip to some place you've always wanted to go or see. You can fill in any blank you want on that. But what they found was a certain personality type, a certain type of person, primarily men, that the longer that they were retired, the more susceptible they were to depression and physical maladies. What the Mental Health Foundation found was over a period of time, generally it's anywhere from 6 months to a year after being retired, they found that 40% of these retirees suffered some either mild up to chronic symptoms of depression. And what's worse is approximately 60% developed a physical malady that was somewhat serious. What they found in these studies was the person that has a negative experience with retirement has nothing to do with money. It has to do with identity. They identified almost completely with their job. They were their job. They were the boss. They were the president. They were the manager. They were this. They were that. Doesn't seem to matter where in the food chain they fit in. Whatever they did, they may have really enjoyed going to work. They may have gotten total satisfaction and fulfillment. And some of those people were forced into retirement. They hit a certain age, generally at 65, that's what I heard in the studies, and they had to retire. They got their little golden watch and that was it. They had done their 30, see you later, bye. Other guys retired simply because it was time they found to hand it off to someone else. They were the guys that were large and in charge. Maybe they had an offer they couldn't refuse. So they said, you know what the hell, I've got so many years behind me and only so few in front of me, I better take advantage of it. Problem is, they don't know how to take advantage of it because they identified so deeply with their work, with their job title, with their occupation. They failed to do two things. They failed to make any type of personal human connections, even with their own family. In many cases, their kids, their significant other, their wife or spouse or whoever, largely got put in second or third or fourth place to work. And the family felt it, and the man felt it and knew it, but the work was his priority, and he pretty much let everybody know that. Now it's time to retire, and he has more of a disconnect with his family, if they're still together even, than he does any kind of interaction or positive reinforcement of feedback and time together. They're not out fishing together. They're out ignoring one another. They also don't have any hobbies or any outside interests. So that's the two primary factors that the people are becoming emotionally depressed and physically ill. They don't have anybody to talk to. They don't have any real friends, not even family. And they don't have anything to fall back on to keep them busy. And therefore they have lost what? Purpose. They wake up in the morning, and it was great 6 months ago and they didn't have to get up and go anywhere. And now it's terrible because guess what? They don't have anywhere to get up and go to. They can't. They've been to the market. They've been to the dry cleaners. They've done their thing. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. They're like at a loss of what they're going to do with themselves. I think that, and the good news, if you want to call it that is the smaller portion of retirees. About 80%, including me, couldn't wait to retire. We did not look forward to going to work. We couldn't wait to get the hell out of it. And when we had our opportunity to collect our Social Security or our pension or cash in because we had invested wisely when we were young, and now we've got this wonderful income stream coming in or whatever, man, we're ready to bust a move, get out and do something. And I don't mean get up and travel and come to the Philippines like I did, but explore your passions and have the financial capacity to do so. But these poor people were so deep into work that the rug just got yanked out from underneath them. And how do you solve that kind of problem? Well, I didn't suffer from that, so it's very difficult for me to put myself in their shoes. I don't identify with them. Maybe you do. I would be curious to hear in the comments section what you think would be a solution for these folks. What I think would be great if they find themselves in that mode would be, obviously, change. There's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But these guys are broke and they need fix it. So what should that change be? They need to be cognizant, I believe, in my humble opinion, that they're not as physically active as they were at work, even if they had a desk job. I mean, let's face it, when they got up, they had to get up, they had to shower, they had to get ready, they had to shave and get dressed and get in the car or on the bus or on the train, and they had to maybe run to catch it on time. When they got to work, I can guarantee you, they were moving about. They were, even if they had a desk job, stand up, go here, go to a meeting, go up the stairs, come down the stairs, you get it. Their body was in motion. Their blood was pumping a little bit. They didn't form any strong connections at work, but at least they were interacting with people for the most part, unless they were just a truck driver, a long-haul truck driver, and even they've got radios and stuff, and they can, stay connected with other guys. So now they've found themselves in this vacuum where they wake up, And really their day is accomplished by 10 o'clock. They woke up at 6, they made the bed, they had breakfast, the house is clean, they don't need to go to the store. They went to the dry cleaners the other day, and they don't have any hobbies or anything to do. I don't know how the hell to help these guys, except change. Now, do you need to get on a plane and come to a third world country like the Philippines, like I did? I did that for economic reasons. Well, of course you don't. In fact, the Philippines is no longer even in the top 10 list of places to retire. When I was looking 7 years ago, it was number 1. But I digress. So what can these guys do? I think that if they recognize that soon enough, it's time to do something that challenges you. I'm going to go ahead and say, hop on a plane and go somewhere in Southeast Asia, Europe, that top 10 list that the Philippines is no longer in, and go check it out and challenge yourself. Once you come to a foreign country, no matter where it is, you will be faced with currency issues, residential, where to live, a language. There's going to be challenges that are going to be thrown at you. And your purpose is just to survive that day and get through the day and make it work and try to fit in and understand a new society. That actually is fun because it's testing you. It's still pushing you. It's sort of like your new occupation is now to adjust and adapt and try to accept your new situation in life. So me, I'm biased. I really do think that nothing cures your ills if it's affordable to you than travel. Not necessarily totally relocate like I did, but at least give it a shot. Go somewhere for 2 or 3 months. You will also find when you do that you're going to become much more physically active. It just seems to be that when you go to a new place, especially one of the affordable places, you tend to do a lot more walking. You tend to do a lot more investigating. You have to explore more. You're trying to hunt down where to get things. You're trying to figure out how to navigate the city. It's a challenge, and your purpose, I'm repeating myself, is to get through the day. I think that would be, instead of trying to repair those relationships, not that you shouldn't offer that or try. It's important to try to stay or reconnect with family. But you may have to just come to the terms that the damage is done. The kids, they feel alienated from you. The wife, she couldn't wait to divorce you or you her, or just lost interest entirely. That's one of the sad realities of a lot of the guys that I know over here, and I experienced to some degree myself. I was shocked. Today's Father's Day in America, and my oldest son, after like 3 years, finally just sent me a message and said, Happy Father's Day. I didn't know what to think. But that being said, I think that it's reversible. And I really honestly, truly believe that you guys can tell me more than I can tell you. I don't have any wisdom to throw at this other than what I just said. Start to challenge yourself. Because if you wake up every day and your day's over by 10 o'clock in the morning and you don't go to bed till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, there's 12 dead hours. And what are you going to do? Except to sit there and dwell on things and possibly feel sorry for yourself. And meism is a bitch. When you're only focused on yourself and how you're feeling, that's almost a clinical formula for depression. And depression will naturally have an effect and elevate your stress and have a negative effect on your physical well-being. So this isn't directed to the 80% that were like me, that couldn't wait to get the hell out of the job, never punch in again, never have to wait for another paycheck, never go to another meeting, never say, yes, sir, absolutely, positively, love to do that for you. No, my day is my own. Your day can be your own. You can choose to have a good one. We really are in control of our destiny to some degree. I am the firm believer that you are right where you're supposed to be. You have created your own little reality, and it can be a good one or it can be a negative one. So maybe you guys can help me out. This is the anniversary. This is the 5-year anniversary, if you're still with me here after 15 minutes, of my YouTube channel. I just got a notification from the man buns wearing the skinny jeans over at Google. Sent me a little birthday card, and they said, happy birthday. It was June 17th, 5 years ago, that I posted my first video. All right, so that being said, happy birthday to my YouTube channel, and happy Father's Day to you guys. I think today is Father's Day in America, and this should be going up tonight. And again, I'm really looking forward to some feedback and some comments as to what you think about those studies. Do you think they're accurate? And what would you do, or what advice would you give to somebody that finds themselves in the big disconnect? Once they've left work, they got no more purpose. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.